Ring, ring. Ring, ring.
Good afternoon, Willie speaking.
Hi, Willie. Paul Stevens, Logistics Manager speaking. How you going?
Oh, I'm good, mate. Always busy. How are things with you?
Yep, I'm flat out as well. Would now be a good time to discuss Tommy's request for a more customer-focused and demand-driven supply chain management strategy?
Yeah, I've got a few minutes and we've got to get it done. I know that he's a bit insistent.
Yeah, thanks, Willie. I understand you're under the pump. I think you would agree that there are 4 vital characteristics that we as executives must demonstrate and implement to successfully incorporate the processes of a demand-driven supply chain management strategy into IHA. The first vital characteristic is coordination. We need to establish a coordinated team approach that encourages customers and suppliers to proactively share information and work together. In addition, the collaboration will encourage suppliers to offer innovative solutions to help manage the unpredictability in order to share the risks and also the benefits. We will also need to establish supplier engagements and performance management programs. These will be focused communication channels and measures within IHA demand-driven supply chain.
Yeah, sounds good, Paul. I've got no problem with being much more coordinated in our supply chain, especially cross-functional collaboration and information sharing. Is there anything else you want to add?
Well, that's great, Willie. I'm sure you know and understand with your extensive IHA industry experience that coordination will not just happen. It will require preparation and organisation to establish the key contacts that understand their roles in the IHA demand-driven supply chain.
Yeah, look, mate, I've got a great deal of experience in these undertakings. Been here a long while, you know.
Oh, that's great. The second vital characteristic is communication. Willie, our IHA demand-driven supply chain requires responsiveness and agility. Communication channels must be established to ensure IHA and its suppliers can mobilise very quickly to demand changes. This will mean formal and informal meetings. These meetings are essential communication processes and protocols for IHA stakeholders and executives in regards to responding to demand and supply shifts. This information must flow across IHA and down through the ranks with information presented in the right context. This will allow the proper evaluation and collaboration across all parties involved in IHA and our suppliers and customers. Do you agree with that, Willie?
Yeah, it sounds like a good method, IHA communication. More meetings, formal and informal, they always take time, mate, so we've got to be careful of that they be beneficial for all the stakeholders and executives involved in the demand-driven supply chain.
I understand time is money. Willie, the third vital characteristic is capacity. Implementing our IHA demand-driven supply chain will require time and resources, as we were just talking about. IHA must invest tools and allocate resources to build the capabilities to effectively monitor demand and supply changes. With the amount of data being stored and transferred, it's crucial to have IT capacity to make sure the data is safe, accessible and timely. There are many tools such as ERP, WMS and TMS that IHA already use. We need to investigate if these tools are being underutilised or used ineffectively. Also, we will need to investigate adding additional demand-driven supply chain information technology applications such as collaborative planning, forecasting and replenishment, CPFR. Should we agree and Tommy gives the approval, we must ensure that our IHA staff are trained to maximise the full potential of the tools. Once the capacity is in place, IHA can leverage the demand-driven supply chain to its full potential. We will do these things gradually, one at a time.
Yeah, Paul, look, I agree we need to investigate adding additional demand-driven supply chain information technology applications. However, take it from me, unless we can convince Tommy that these applications are necessary, then they won't happen. I've tried and failed in the past with him, you know.
Yeah, I understand that. As I said, one thing at a time. That brings me to the fourth vital characteristic, commitment. Since there are a number of stakeholders in executing the demand-driven supply chain, it will require a strong IHA executive commitment to see it through the implementation. Those with critical roles such as Winnie Liu, Mike Blair, Steve Rogers and Buddy Setko will need you and I as executive champions to support their needs. We must be consistent and committed to the process. If our key people miss meetings or fail to execute their responsibilities, the existence of our demand-driven supply chain will fail. Willie, I really need you in particular and your invaluable commitment and buy-in as we gradually implement these changes. You are an integral part of the wonderfully successful IAJ culture that has brought so much prosperity to the company. I'm certainly not coming in to change that positive continued contribution. Rather, I want to work with you and make things even better.
Yeah, Paul, so as I understand that you want to be able to capture accurate performance data from the supply chain management system to be able to analyse performance and identify key areas for improvement. Would that be right?
Yes, that's right.
Well, if you want to be sure that all employees are adequately trained on the new requirements.
Yes, I do. They need to be trained.
Okay, you're interested in what value the new strategy adds for customers? Because this is a key focus of sales and marketing activities.
Absolutely.
You're interested in the costs associated with implementing and managing the new strategy, as you want to be sure that you can include these in your budget.
Exactly.
You are excited about implementing the new technology, but want to be sure it will improve customer service and add value to the supply chain.
You understand exactly where I'm coming from, Willie. How do you feel about these potential changes?
Well, from what I know we've got to deal with the boss, but I think you're on the right track. I do think you're on the right track, and if we keep our heads together and really support the other stakeholders, the cattle manager, chemicals manager, and also the office staff in the financial area, we can probably get somewhere and get Tommy on side. So they're my thoughts at the moment. Yeah, I'm reasonably positive.
I appreciate that, Willie. The first change I'd like to make is adding a supply chain strategy policy in regards to replacing paper statements with electronic data interchange, EDI. How do you feel about that, Willie?
Well, it's pretty natural actually. A lot of companies now have it, and there's no reason we should be wasting a lot of resources printing paper. I know we sell the stuff, but printing paper and wasting employees' time, and mail gets lost and it costs you money to mail statements. Do it electronically and make a lot of sense, yeah.
Okay, well thank you very much for the conversation today, Willie. I'll be in touch with you soon.
Okay, pleasure, Paul.
Thank you.
See you, mate. Bye.